Hello again, YouTube family. Or, let's see, as they say in the South, hey, which means hello. Or, my good friends from down under, good day. And I'm sure there are many other translations, but at any rate, hello, friends and viewers. Thanks for coming back. This video was taken, this was the day after that I did all the chipping. And I wanted to do a little cleanup over here again. You know, trying to get more piles of limbs stacked up for a chip, and later on I'm going to do some weed eating in there to get that ground ivy. So still a lot to do, but we're getting there. You'll see later in the video that the side, as you're looking away from the house in the backyard, the right side is starting to open up some. When I started going back there, or when I was looking at it earlier, I was like, oh my God, that's going to take forever. But as I got back there and started getting some of that ivy out of there and the ground cover cleaned up, it's not as bad as I thought. There's still a mess, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. So I did a lot of pickup here, and nothing fancy again, and trying to get it ready to continue chipping, and also to get Brutus over here to start running through some of this stuff. There's a lot of junk in the back of these sheds here, buried in the ground, like they're old plastic. They look like some sort of dividers, or they're poles basically. I don't know what they were used for, but they're kind of buried in that mess right there. And that one little shed there in the right here in the foreground, that thing is stuck in the ground. I tried to pull it out by hand and I couldn't get it, so I'll work on that. But that's not that important. Mainly get everything cleared up. I'll feel better when I get everything cleaned out of here, and then I'm able to just, you know, come through with Brutus or my old mower and clean it up. So that'll be nice. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I still got all the metal furniture on that trailer. I still got the deck. You know, I got the whole backyard. The front yard is doing pretty good. I got a little tree work to do out there. I got some low hanging branches, and the pampas grass has got to come out on the left side of the driveway, and some of those shrubs on the left side of the driveway need to be trimmed down. So I got a little bit of work to do over there, but that's all not that important right now, if you will. Main thing is get this stuff done. You can see right there I've got some bigger limbs, branches, and I'm kind of keeping those. The chipper handles up to 5 or 6 inches. But I'm kind of keeping those things, you know, 3-4 inches, because there's some friends down at the river that you know, that want some firewood too, and there's a load of firewood here. So I kind of strip those things. You know, if they're like 3 inches or more, I'll keep them, and I'll throw them in my trailer and bring them to the house, and we'll get people gonna come over and we'll cut them up for firewood. So anyway, I haven't got any videos yet of the river, but I'll throw a video up as soon as we get one. We did manage to get down there the other day to bring some things down. Brought a golf cart down there, and my push mower to keep it, you know, so I can cut my grass down there and all that stuff. You know, Jocelyn brought some things for inside the camper. She had the camper stocked up well anyway. When we got it, she just kind of duplicated everything. She got all new silverware for nothing fancy, I mean, you know, inexpensive stuff, but plates and silverware, and we got a lot of paper plates and cups in the camper. So anyway, she's taking care of the inside of it right now, and I'll take care of the outside. And a lot to do, but I'll get some videos up of that. Let's see, what else do I have that's going on that's new? Not much new, really. I think I told everybody that I'm not gonna take on any free makeover projects like this. That bamboo lot, I went back over and looked at that, and that thing is probably an acre of solid woods and bamboo and everything. There's no structures in there. And I talked to the man again, and I said, "What are your plans really for this?" He goes, "Well, look," he goes, "I'll be honest with you. Years ago, I planned to make a neighborhood park here." He said, "But I don't think that's going to happen. There's just too much stuff in there." He said, "I'd have to hire a tree service and excavators and all that stuff to get all that out of there." He said, I said, "Well, that's true. I really can't do that." I looked at it and thought maybe I'd give it a shot, but that's not going to happen. So anyway, let me let this run a little bit, and then I'll come back and talk to you some more. But always good to be back with my YouTube family, and thanks everybody for all the comments and the likes and all that stuff. I sure do appreciate it. So I'll be back in just a little bit. And excuse me, as you can see while I'm weed eating, you can see you can't see it real good on film, but just all the junk laying on the ground, the sticks and stuff. I'm going to chop most of them up, but over time it'll be good. They'll be chopped up and decompose and all that. Kind of like the other part of the backyard near the barns there. That's actually starting to look pretty good. I mean, it's grass popping up here and there, but there's a lot of junk in here. They must have had a terrible windstorm or something come through, because all those trees, you see that stump right in front of me there, how it's leaned over. This tree to the left is leaned over. That tree to the left is coming out of there. That's for sure. Someone, and I apologize, I wrote it down, but I don't know where it is. I forgot the name, but someone suggested, the trees behind the shop behind the barn there that I want to take down, to girdle the trees, which is a forestry technique where you cut maybe 12-16 inches of bark and cambria off the tree, and then the foliage will die out, and the tree will eventually die because you cut off the lifeline up there to the foliage. They use that to thin forests, stuff like that, but it's a good technique, and I appreciate that comment. I probably will do that. I've never done it myself. I know of it, but I've never done it myself to any trees, so it's kind of a good way to do it if you're not in a rush to get things down, and it's a safe way to do it where the foliage will die out and be a lot easier to handle. But see how that tree right over my head there, see how that one's leaned toward the house? It's like everything was pushed that way for some reason. Must have been some straight line winds or something come through there. But anyway, a lot of junk on the ground. That tree right there that I'm weed eating around, I had cut that off from that stump on the left. That'll be firewood, and a lot of that other stuff. I have since gone back over there, and I've got a lot of this stuff picked up and sorted out. And it actually is looking better. I'll put that video up probably later in the week. The weekend. It's just another cleanup video. But I'll put that up, and I've got another video coming out of Chip doing his thing too. So I'm catching up. But like I say, once I got back in there and started looking around, it just didn't look as bad as I thought it did. Once I got all the limbs kind of staged and picked up in piles, and the thicker stuff in piles for firewood, it's not quite as bad as I thought. So plus getting all this ground cover off, that really helps to see what's going on in there. I'm still getting several questions about the deck, and here in North Carolina, especially eastern North Carolina, we're getting into the season where it's 90 degrees or better all the time and humid. And where that deck is right out there in the sun, I don't think they're going to be sitting out anyway. They haven't expressed a desire to get it done right away, so I'm probably going to hold off on that until the end of the summer to get the deck repaired, resurfaced, and new railings put up. So anyway, that'll happen. I don't think I'm going to give up on this property. I think I'm going to stay with this from now on. And I don't say this to try to belittle the family, but I may look at this as like, okay, I own this property, it's a rental property, and I got people in there, so I have to take care of it. I kind of like that feeling. I kind of like the ownership of it. And I'm sure they don't mind me coming over and doing this, Once I get it all cleared and stuff, it'll just be a matter of maintaining it. I just don't want to give up on it. I think it's a nice property, and, it'll look nice when it's all cleared up. So, well, you saw the front. The front's looking pretty decent, and that was kind of overgrown, so I'm going to stick with it. If I didn't have this project, I had intended on getting, some paying lawn care jobs, and I was going to go out and start canvassing and getting some jobs. In fact, I've turned a few down. since I've had this, but I don't think I'm going to do that now, especially where we got the you know, the lot down at the river. Like I say, and a lot of you have expressed your I guess approval, I'll say, of the fact that, you know, Jocelyn and the inspector and I get away and enjoy our lives. Believe me, I'm enjoying this, but I'll enjoy being down at the river. I got some things I want to build down there. Oh, the inspector sees something outside. You hear him? He's growling at somebody outside there. Okay, that was that was just our mail carrier, Amanda, coming by. He was kind of growling at her a little bit. He sits behind me here looking out the window. This is his spot. So anyway, I forgot what I was saying, but I'm going to stick with this thing. I'm not going to look for mowing jobs or anything like that. And as I said, I got some things that I want to build down at the river. I want to build a in fact, I'll put a picture up here in a minute. I want to build a lean-to or a carport right off the front of the camper, or the side where the door is, and that'll serve as both a outdoor patio for us. Plus, if I need to put something under there, I can. I'll put a picture up as soon as I get done talking here of a couple pictures of the camper down there. I don't have any videos, but I'll put a couple still pictures up. So we got things to do down there, and we're going to enjoy that. It's nice to just have it down there and be able to just say, hey, let's take off tomorrow and go down to the river, you know, and spend a couple days. You know, that's what retirement is, you know. Again, I'm enjoying this. I don't mind doing this stuff. I can't do it, you know, in the heat, maybe 3 hours at the most, but I do enjoy it. I like the fact that what I'm doing, I can get like instant satisfaction or gratification. You know, you walk away and say, okay, that looks good, I did that today, and I enjoy that part of it. I do. So I'm still enjoying this. I'm not giving up on it, and not going to leave them high and dry, that's for sure, and I'm just going to stick with it. Hey, here again, there's another tree just leaning over, you saw there in that last shot. It's crazy. This angle right here is the let's see, that's the side yard toward the other neighbor's yard, and you can see that's what I thought was really bad. But once I pulled the stuff on the ground out of there, it didn't look quite as bad. There's still a lot of stuff to cut off, but it's a pretty tangled mess in there right now. But you'll see in a later video that I got it cleaned up somewhat and looking a little bit better, so that'll be fine. Anyway, I had we were telling stories last video. I was telling some funny stories about kids and things kids do, and I told you the one about the hairspray on the dandelions and stuff like that. Well, one of my viewers, Sue from Australia, Queensland, Australia, she relayed a story that I thought was pretty funny. She goes, talk about kids doing silly things. She goes, when we were kids, I used to take an umbrella and jump off a little stool or something to like Mary Poppins, and think that I could float down. And she said one of her friends did it and jumped off a roof and broke her leg or her arm or something. I'm sorry, Sue. I just read it and I forgot the exact thing, but anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. Hey, look, I can fly, and then bang, and poor kid just broke a bone. So thanks for that story, Sue. I appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, that was good. Still watching my guys down in Australia. Someone had mentioned Quick Cuts. I've been watching them. They do a great work. Sean, of course, from Blade Mate. Jason with Lush Cut Lawns. Al Blades. All those guys, top notch. The Boring Channel. Lawn Care Juggernaut. All good guys. And Phil's Lawn Care. He's another good one. A lot of them out there. Josh's Lawn Care. He's fairly new. But check him out, Josh's Lawn Care. He does nice work. All those guys do good work. You know, they really do. You know, I could use a couple of guys like Quick Cuts over here to get in here and help me clear this thing out, but I wouldn't have anything to do next week, so they'd have it done. Anyway, folks, yep, this is basically cleanup. At the end of the video, you all notice when I do my intros, I have my channel page with the red circle with a picture of Jocelyn and I in it, and then I followed that up with a collage of some photos. And I've had several people ask, you know, what the photos represent. They're basically just photos from the past. But I put up I made a PowerPoint slideshow and put it in an MP4 format. And I put that at the end of the video, and I just put a little narrative of what the pictures were. Just, you know, pictures of me and my family. And I'll continue to do that. I think it's, you know, I like to put pictures up and have people know who we are and what we are and all that. But let me sign off right here, and I'm going to see if I can get a couple pictures put in, and then I'll come back and explain what they are of the camp down at the river. Take a little pause from the video here. Here's the picture of our camper on our lot. Just getting it set up there. That's the canal that we're on. Our lot is, look at that pine tree to the left of us. That's our lot down there. Here's another picture of it, and we can. I'm going to build a dock in there by that pine tree on the other side of it. Here's a good picture of the canal leading right out to the main river. And of course we've got our obligatory golf cart to ride around and visit. Another picture of the camper. You can see I've got it raised up a good 8 inches off the ground. So, and this next one, this is a screenshot from Google Earth, and ours is pinned. It says Welch's Lot. So anyway, that's the river property. We're just renting it. We certainly we don't own it. We're just renting it by the year. I paid the first year, and then we'll just keep doing it year to year. So anyway, that'll be fun. I'll have some nice video of that. Here we are back at the gazebo and that swinging bench in there. I've got to get that thing out of there somehow. Position it somewhere nicer, I guess. But let me get all the tree limbs, and then we'll discuss that. I kind of get ahead of myself when I get over here. I think, all right, I'm going to do this, and this, and instead of just doing one thing and be satisfied with it. So anyway. So yeah, it's getting this stuff chopped down is really beneficial. It comes back rather quickly, but you know, I've had a lot of comments about weed killer or stunting the growth of this stuff. I've learned that with this ivy, you can spray Roundup on it, because I had some from the vacant lot behind us. The guy doesn't keep it trimmed up, and it encroaches on my fence and starts growing up, and I have to get back there and actually cut it down. You can spray Roundup in that stuff, but you'll spray Roundup, and then 2 inches from where that vine was, another one will pop up and just start running like crazy. You just have to stay with it and cut it out of there and pull it out, and try. The best thing to do is to really cut it down below the ground, and let the soil get on top of it and try to smother it out. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's the stuff is relentless. It really is. So, and I'm not a big fan of Roundup or chemicals. I use it a little bit. I use it sparingly, but it's number one, it's expensive, and number two, you got to be careful of that stuff around different things, animals and stuff like that. I don't want to start getting into chemicals and all that. I'll stick with it with the weed eating and trimming and all that for the time being, and then we'll see how it goes as everything gets cleared and the good stuff starts to grow in. Perhaps I'll just, once I get it cleared and cut up real good and mowed down, I will somebody said just grab a 50-pound bag of seed. I probably will grab some, some inexpensive seed and just kind of rake it into the chips in the soil over there, and let it grow. I won't do that until later in the summer or toward the fall, probably. I'd maybe put some cool season grass in there. So this corner here, I worked in this corner a few weeks back, probably a month or so ago, and I had it cleared out pretty good, but boy, it just grew right back up. I've got a pile of limbs right behind that, next to the fence there. It's kind of all grown over now, but I'll get those. I'm going to chip those over toward the air conditioner side there and just get some chips in under the cedar trees over there. Put the chipper right about where I am, just let it fly over the fence there. So anyway, speaking of chips, stay tuned, and we got some chips left over from the other day, and you'll see where I put them. And then after that, if you stay to the end, you'll see the little narratives of the pictures that I put on that collage, and I'll try to get some pictures up from time to time of the family from the past and stuff like that. So. A lot of people say, or I've heard people say, not a lot of people, I've heard people say, you don't want to put a lot of personal stuff up there. People, may find out who you are, where you are. I don't worry about stuff like that. I think everybody knows who I am and where I'm at now, so that's, don't worry about that. I don't worry about it at all. But listen, folks, thanks so much once again for your support and watching, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll have another one out quickly. Hopefully by the end of the weekend I'll have one out. And like I say, Chip's got some more work coming up, and Brutus is going to make another entrance. He hadn't been over here in a while, so he's itching to go. So we'll get him working too. But still lots to do, and we're enjoying it. So thanks again, folks, and I'll see you on the next one.